Did you know that the average person catches between 2 and 3 colds every single winter? And the funny thing is most people don't really know why. They confuse a cold with a flu, and top of that, they take up things that don't usually work, or that can even cause harm. Today we are going to change that. I explain exactly what a cold is, why it happens more in winter, and how to tell it apart from the flu or for COVID. What you can actually do it to prevent it biases on real science, what to do if you already have one, and why antibiotics are exactly what you should not take. Before we talk about prevention, we need to get clear on what we are actually dealing with. Because a lot of people use the words interchangeably and they are not the same thing, okay? The common cold is a viral infection of the upper respiratory tract, the nose, the throat, and the sinuses, caused by rhinovirus. Over 200 different viruses can cause it. Symptoms common on graduate, nasal congestion, sneezing, sore throat, and general discomfort. Fever is rare or very mild if those apart. Most importantly, is self-limiting. Your body resolves on its own in 7 to 10 days. The flu or influenza is a completely different story. It's caused by influenza A or influenza B. These two are viruses, and the symptoms are much abrupt. High fever that comes suddenly and intense aches, severe fatigue, and headaches. People with the flu usually can't get out of the bed. It can cause serious complications like pneumonia, especially in older adults, pregnant women, and people with chronic conditions. COVID shares symptoms with both, which makes clinical diagnosis tricky. It can show up as a mild cold or something far more severe. One of the features that stands out is the loss of smell or taste. Though this varies between variants, okay? The only way to know for certain is a diagnostic test. But clinically, if you feel very sick all of a sudden with a high fever, it's probably not just a common cold. As we are making this video. For a long time, people assumed that we got sick more irritated simply because we spend more time indoors. And that's part of the problem, but in 2022, researchers at Harvard found something fascinating. They found the very first concrete biological mechanism that explains why. When we inhale cold air, the internal temperature of the nose can drop by as much as 5 degrees Celsius, and that's enough to reduce by nearly 42% of the number of extracellular bacteria. They are basically the microscopic quartz of our nasal immune system. They act as decoys that trap viruses before they can infect cells. In the core, there are fewer quartz, and the ones that remain don't work as well. This don't mean that cold weather causes colds, it means virus cause colds. What the cold air does is lower your defense, making you more vulnerable. And to add that, dry winter dries out the mucous membranes, another life reticence. Less sunlight lowers vitamin D levels, which regulate immunity. And rhinovirus actually replicate more efficiently at temperatures lower than normal body temperature. Now prevention. I'm starting with what does has the strongest evidence of everything we cover. Hand washing. A systematic review found that 60% of reduction in acute respiratory infection with hand hygiene alone. If you don't have soap and water, an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with more than 60% alcohol also works. Though it's not equally effective against all germs, use it as a backup, not your first choice, okay? Beyond hand washing are other strategies backed by evidence. Flu vaccines. The common cold has no vaccine, but influenza does. And they are not the same thing. The flu vaccine is a single most effective intervention for preventing the flu and its complications. It's especially recommended for adults over 65, pregnant women, and people with chronic condition. And it's updated every year because every year the virus mutates. That's why we get the vaccine every single year. Zinc. A 2024 Cochrane review found that zinc, especially in low-sentient form, can shorten the duration of a cold. It doesn't prevent you from catching one, but it may cut you down how many days you are sick. Evidence varies by dose and formulation, so check with your doctor. Vitamin C, more nausea than people think. Taking it routinely does not reduce your chances of catching a cold, but it can shorten the duration by 8% in adults and up to 18% in children. It's more useful for people exposed to the extreme cold or intense physical exercise. Some observational studies report to 43% fewer sick days from respiratory infection in physically active people. Insufficient sleep directly impairs the immune system response. These are the most rigorously studies in controlled trials, but the cost of doing them is really literally zero. Now for the remedies everyone has heard about. The first one is Elderberry. A 2021 systematic review published in the BMC Complementary Medicine analyzed 5 clinical trials and they found elderberry may reduce the duration and the severity of both colds and the flu. The evidence is promising but still uncertain. There are a few studies that are they small, but we can say that appears to be safe. There is no evidence that it stimulates the immune system. Hot liquids are honey. There is weak evidence they help relieve symptoms like congestion, not through magic, but because steam and warmth help mechanically. Honey can be soothing, neither cures anything, but they don't cause harm either, and they can help you feel better, so take it if you want to. The famous one, chicken soup. Interestingly, there's some evidence it may have a mild anti-inflammatory effect, but it's really the combination of water liquid, fat, and hydration doing the work, not the chicken itself. So, if you have a cold, take chicken soup. It's not the chicken helping to you, it's the liquid helping to you. If you already have a cold, now what? The goal is not to cure it. There is no cure. The goal is to manage your symptoms while your immune system does its job. The first step is hydration. Hydration is the most important thing. Drink plenty of water, fruits, and warm things. Hydration keeps your mucous membrane moist and helps your body function properly. Yes, your immune system works better when you are not exhausted. Don't push through it. If you can stay home, do it, and you also avoid to spreading it to others. For fear in pain, acetaminophen and ibuprofen are safe options. Relief symptoms like fever, sore throat, or general discomfort. Follow the recommendation those on the package or as directed by your doctor. Nasal decongestant sprays can help with acute congestion, but do not use oxymetazoline nasal spray for more than 3 days. They cause a rebound effect. Your nose gets even more congested once you stop. When to see a doctor? If your fever goes above 39 Celsius and it doesn't come down with medication, if your symptoms worse after 5 days or last more than 10 days, if you have difficulty breathing, chest pain, or severe ear pain, or if you are in a high risk group, older adult, pregnant, or have a chronic condition, in those cases, see a doctor. It might be a more just a cold. For me, this is the most important part of this video, and I want to be very clear. Many people, when they get a cold, ask their doctor for antibiotics, or worse, they take them without a prescription because this always seems to work. And this is a serious mistake for two simple reasons. The first one, antibiotics works against bacteria. Colds are caused by virus. These are two completely different things. Giving antibiotics for a viral cold is exactly like watering your plants with gasoline because it's a liquid. It doesn't work, and it causes unnecessary side effects like diarrhea, disruption of gut flora, and allergic reactions. The second one, and this is far more serious on a global level, unnecessary antibiotic use is the leading cause of antimicrobial resistance. When you use antibiotics without needing them, the bacteria in your body learn to resist them. And when you actually needed antibiotics for a bacterial pneumonia, a serious infection, they may no longer work. The World Health Organization considers antimicrobial resistance one of the most greatest threats to the global public health in the coming decades. This is not exaggeration. There are very infections that are resistant to nearly every available antibiotic. So the next time you catch a cold, don't ask for antibiotic. And if someone in your family is taking them just for a cold, share this video with them, please. Stop using antibiotics unnecessarily. So let's recap everything we covered today. A cold is not the same as the flu or COVID. What actually works to prevent it: wash your hands properly for 40 to 60 seconds, get your flu shot, consider Zinc if you are very sick, sleep well and stay active. If you already have a cold, stay hydrated, rest, treat your symptoms with acetaminophen or ibuprofen if you need it. And please go to check your doctor if you notice any warning signs. And please, just hear me out, please. Do not take antibiotics for virus. They don't work and they cause a harm at global level. If this video was useful, share it with someone who still thinks antibiotics could a cold. And if you want me to explain exactly how your immune system fights off a virus in the next video, let me know in the comments. See you in the next week.